and I were talking, it has like a very 90s feel to it. And part of that, like Sega and Atari produced these commercials that had, they called it like Tude, like they had lots of attitude in them.
Yeah.
So some examples, things that like stuck out to me was like Raheem, when he first sees the kid, his eyebrow goes up and he's like shocked and disappointed. And
Yeah.
same with yourself, like looking at, who the heck is this? And just sort of that in your face kind of thing. But there was sort of like a 90s feel throughout the entire thing. So what did you do in your acting to capture that?
Mainly, I mean, that was all the direction of Kaz. He told us exactly what he was looking for, and we just went from there and nailed it. I mean, he basically said, retro vibe, kind of quirky, that kind of stuff. And us as actors were like, we just take the direction from the director, we throw it out there, and they say yes or no. And when we kind of threw something out there, he's like, "Oh, freaking love it, let's do it again." So there's a couple times that it was just a one take wonder kind of thing because we nailed it right off the bat. So all three of us we vibed very well with each other, and we kind of fed off each other. So with the one guy raising his eyebrow and all that, I mean, everything just went from there. Doing the whole superstar shooter and all this stuff, man. It was just the vibe of everybody with us. We just felt that's what it needed. So it worked out perfectly, I think.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I think the most difficult thing filming for the commercial was probably like the first I think it was like the very first scene where like the three of you guys are just really walking really fast, and I'm because I don't have a gimbal for this, and I have a fly cam, but I didn't get it set up in time for the shoot. So like I have this tripod mounted on my shoulder like a bazooka, and I'm trying the best I can to walk backwards and keep it as steady as possible. Let me just say, stabilization in video editors is a blessing because that could have looked so much worse at the end of the day. I think we did like 20 takes on that.
Something like that. Yeah, it was a lot of takes.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, a lot of people don't realize, but I mean, we all bring something to the table, right? So different things that we were trying to figure out on set. My thing is, I like the space stuff. So we were putting sticks on the ground to say, okay, by the time we reach the stick, that we need that line. So as we're walking, we kind of see the stick on our peripheral, and we're like, okay, we got to get through this. So that's why some of it might sound a little rushed or whatever, because we're trying to get through the line before we get to the stick. And then as we're walking back, when we're tripping over the sticks, and we're like, "Man, you moved our stick," and so it was really fun to do
Not,
too.
not to
Yes.
mention, we only had 5 hours to get this done because everybody had other places to be. Like we started at 8:30, we were
Exactly.
done at 1.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's almost,
exactly. Yeah.
but that walking through the forest, that was the hardest part, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, walking fast and trying to set the lines fast.
Yeah. I think the pacing's great there, though. Like you get the
Mm.
whole story in like 10 seconds. It's miraculous.
Right.
So on that note, okay, there's one thing I've been dying to know. When there's the turns and like, you guys are Kaz is playing the game and you're moving along with the screen like that, like was that part hard? Was that choreographed or like how did you guys do that?
That way, he just kind of told us what to do, and we kind of like just like it kind of like we felt what he was doing, and we kind of went with the flow.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't know if you noticed, like I put my hand on Raheem there, like I think it was Raheem, but as I go to lean, that he could feel, everybody could feel each other, and it's like and then I did the whole
Yeah, I
bite
think
the
that's
knuckle because
yeah, I think the biting of the knuckle was probably like the selling point because like so we had 3 takes of you biting your knuckle, and I
yeah,
sat there editing it for like 30 minutes trying to pick the best one, and the one that I settled on, the one that really because it looked like you were trying really hard not to laugh, so it looked like you were genuinely having fun, and that's the one
yeah,
that made it into it. And
yeah,
I think
exactly.
my favorite take of his has to be whenever he turns and he looks at the camera like breaking the fourth wall and he's like, "Have you played Atari today?" Like that is
Yeah.
just the shot I feel like out of everything.
Yeah, and I love that take too because if you look at us, it's like we don't even exist, but we're still into the game. And he
Yeah.
turns and he goes into the fourth wall kind of thing. So that was awesome.
Really well done.
If I
Go ahead.
if I can interrupt real quick here.
Yeah.
So okay, so looking at Paul, I want to say this real quick because I really want to make sure he gets talked about enough here. Looking at Paul, do you think Paul could do a really good Duke Nukem impression?
Depends on the voice, but yeah, probably. Like for the
I
look, for sure.
I feel like he has like the perfect build for a Duke Nukem fan film. I swear to God, like
Oh
I
yeah,
keep
he does.
thinking about it all the
He
time.
does.
I feel like he could do it. But whenever he was delivering the when I contacted him and I told him that this one line, balls to the wall line, was going to be in there, like I've never seen a grown man so
Yeah,
damn excited to just to say something stupid.
he was.
Because Paul
He
was just like
was.
balls to the wall, and he just kept saying it and saying it and saying it until finally we got that tape. I've never seen a grown man so happy to just say balls. Like, like Paul has like I can't say enough good things about him.
Here's the funny thing too. He had no clue who Duke Nukem was. No clue.
Not a clue at all until we told him, and then we ended up showing him pictures and stuff. I actually spoke to him a couple weeks ago, no, about a month ago, about if he would do it, but unfortunately, there's licensing issues. I can't do it, you know. So, and that sucks. But if a fan film was to ever take place, he would be my first choice for sure.
Cool, cool. What was your creative process like for writing the script, Kaz?
I'll be honest, it took me like 15 minutes. Okay, so obviously I'm a nostalgia nerd. I love video game collecting. I collect things for Atari Jaguar, Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64. I mean, I never had a Jaguar as a kid, and I really wanted one, and I finally got one like 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago at this point. And it's been like a childhood dream come to life. And so a lot of the edgy commercials that comes from Atari really inspired just the general makeup of that. I mean, I remember when you and I were talking about the idea of creating a commercial. I, Actually, we settled on this one. This was the only one that I shot the idea to you, and it was like a solid deal the moment I mentioned it.
Yeah.
And then within an hour's time, we had a script and then a final revision a couple weeks later that got sent out to these guys. So really there was nothing to it. I mean, it's just a matter of you get an idea, you have a baseline, some bullet points, you want it to be edgy, you want it to be retro inspired, you want it to have something that's connected to Atari. And what's one thing that's synonymous with Atari? It's edgy retroism, you know? So simply combining that with a little bit of kooky corniness and a bunch of grown men just doing dumb things in the woods and it all works out. Yeah. I don't know. Like, if we were to ever be asked to do a new, I don't know, Atari Doom commercial, I would immediately think of the Jaguar commercial, and Raheem would be the first pick for that. Because have you seen that commercial, by the way, Raheem, for the 1994 Doom commercial for Jaguar? It's got
No.
I have to send it to you. So there's this
Yeah.
preacher. There's this preacher that's standing on a pedestal, and he's talking about the hells, like the fires of hell, and doom is coming, and it's just like this big verbose like personality, and I feel like you could definitely do that. You know, like I think
Yeah, and awesome job in the trailer for everyone. And like, yeah, Raimi kind of had a central role there, and man, super, super good. Really
Appreciate it.
appreciate it. Okay, so Kaz, what is the focus of Kraz Productions? What inspired you to start Kraz Productions? What's your mission, vision, that type of thing?
so this kind of sounds a little dumb. But my YouTube channel started for video games. It was not supposed to be for like film productions and stuff like that. I started using my YouTube channel because, again, I'm in college for filmography, cinematography, those kind of things, and I needed a platform to upload my videos, and YouTube, of course, is the most common source. So I uploaded like 2 shorts and a monologue that I had done for class, and a proof of concept idea for a Teen Titans fan film called Universes Collide, which unfortunately never saw the light of day. And to this day is one of my saddest moments because the group of people that I had worked on that were some of my closest friends, and that project just never happened. And we're all doing different things now, and life is different, and it's just, you know. But it comes down to a matter of the deeper I got into college, the deeper I got into acting, and so on and so forth. My life just kind of Well, it kind of fell into place, and then so I started taking what I had learned in college to add to my YouTube videos, and then I got my first Atari VCS right at launch, and pretty much the rest is history. You know, I got to give credit to Atari because they were the ones that kind of gave me the inspiration to start using YouTube and creating these skits and things like that. And I'm by no means whatsoever a large YouTuber at all. I think I just hit 1,200, which is fantastic. That's what I
Hello.
eat on. So, anyways, so Agent Dax was the entirety of season one was built on zero budget. Everybody that came out for this project has committed their time and their energy. We even have another gentleman who came all the way from South Carolina, Eric Wilkes, which, by the way, shout out to him because that's commitment. Angel Bradford, who is a well-known local artist, actress, etc. She's also in Agent Dax. She plays our other main villain, Luciana Bigard, who is also kind of like the nemesis to Raheem's character here. Basically, the end goal is that because this project was produced on no budget at all, I want to make sure that if I'm able to monetize this project and make anything from it, that it is allocated to the next project and I can start paying people along the way.
Yep.
Where I come from, there's not a large film industry locally to many people outside of like Wilmington, Charlotte, and Atlanta. And you always got to travel 4 hours to get to these places. There's no middle ground. I want to create that middle ground where everybody who can come in, even if they have no experience, and have their name slapped on either as a writer, maybe they got to hold a camera, they got to learn a stunt, you know, those kind of things. I want to build that industry here for generations to come, and that's my end goal if I can ever reach that.
That's awesome. Very, very cool vision. Okay, the last question I got is another roundtable one. I'd like everyone to answer this. Just if people are interested in working with you, how can they contact you? How can they get a hold of you? And again, if anyone wants to list a few projects that they've worked on or anything like that, yeah, now's the time.
So you can reach me through Instagram, Facebook. It's the same thing as my YouTube. You know, I'm Kaz Danazon, Crash Productions. I do have a business email that's kazdan81. You can reach me from there at gmail.com, excuse me. That's where I do all my business inquiries and etc. Um, right now, I don't have anything currently available as all my positions are filled in place. And obviously, as I've said, most of our stuff is low budget, you know, until we launch Dax, and hopefully that'll be like the kickstart of everything. But I will be looking to pay people in the future and so on and so forth. That is my end goal because I hate that so many people are working for free and they're lifting up my dreams, but it's a team effort at the end of the day, and I owe it to them. So and that's not me tooting my own horn. That's just me being honest. I'd be a shitty person if I didn't, you know, live up to that. But so again, you guys can reach me on Instagram, Facebook, etc. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Crash Productions. And if all else fails, you can do smoke signals. I might see it. I think. I don't know. Sonar. Ping me. I don't know. Kick me. I guess people still use kick.
Scooby, you want to go next?
Yeah, so of course I'm Scooby Rogers. So I'm Scooby Rogers on everything pretty much. So Scooby Rogers, one word, SCOOBYROGERS on Facebook and Instagram. On TikTok, I'm actually Deadpool_Diaries because I play Deadpool in a local film in Wilmington. And when it's released to June 28th of 2024, hopefully that is the exact release date. You'll be able to see my improv comedy. So the script was given to me, and I pretty much rewrote it like completely. So we're not done filming that yet. We're still going to film next month. But yeah, it's been an amazing journey. Hopefully, you could go on TikTok, see my stuff on there. And again, you know, my email is scoobyrogers@hotmail.com, and that's pretty much how you get a hold of me. Hopefully, soon you'll just contact my agent. So that's about it.
Raheem, Big Doug, let's go.
Okay. As again, my name is LaRon Rose. My Facebook handle is Rose Raheem. You can reach me there. On TikTok, it's Rose Heem. I have two TikTok actually. One is Rose Heem, aka L Rose, or Rose Heem 245. You can reach me on there, and I'm available for the acting, whatever else you might need.
Awesome.